good morning to everybody. My name is Rajesh Srivastav, and I'm from RSR Global in London. And so thank you very much all for taking the time to come and connect with us this morning. So it's a collective session, a session where we talk about how to progress our application, how to present ourselves when we comes to meeting our job those employees and everything else. Now, a couple of things which we'll need to look into the session. It's an interactive session for all, but I will request you all to please mute your microphone, everybody, so that it's easier for us to communicate and we can pass on. So please kindly mute your mics, everyone. Very kind, very kind. Absolutely wonderful. All right, fabulous. So we still have quite a few people coming and joining the session, which is nice, but just a humble request, please mute your mic. Okay. Now, what we will do today is we will put our question and answers on the chat line. I will try to answer to the best of my abilities. My name is Rajesh Srivastav. I am the director of RSR Global, based in London. I'll take you through a small presentation of who we are, what we're doing, how we are trying to interact with all of you, how we're trying to help you, train you, teach you, teach you, and get you ready to face an employer. So let me change the structure of the screen so that you can see me, and any questions you have, I will happily take it over on the chat line after a quick presentation. So let me just change the structure and then we'll take it from there. Okay, good. So my name is Rajesh and I've been talking to you. I have met a lot of you over the last 2 months. UK, and unlike every other part of the world, was under lockdown for a very long time, and the process has been very slow and everything else. But then things have started changing. UK is officially out of lockdown. There is no more coronavirus lockdown at the moment, and the best part of the whole thing is India, which was part of the countries which was marked on the red list. Where if you were traveling from India to the UK, people were asked to stay in a hotel for 10 days, costing up to £1,700 of fee for quarantine. It is now over. So come tomorrow night or Sunday, you can travel from India and come to UK. There's no quarantine, nothing of the kind, but we have to follow certain procedures and systems. Now, we have been doing interviews with a lot of you for the last 2 months, getting you ready for future to come to the UK. I will give you a brief story about myself, and then I'll take you through the process. I have done my hotel management. I did my hotel management a long time ago in 1992. I came to UK in the year 2001. I joined a hotel as a food and beverage manager in 2001, and my plan was to come and stay in this country for 3 years. It's been, I think, 20 years now, and my 3 years haven't finished yet, and I'm still in this country. There were reasons for me to come to this country. I wanted to come and try and see what UK is like, but I had my own, fears and wonders. What is this country all about? Touch wood, I've been here 20 years now, and I think I have had a very good time staying in this country so far. People are nice, gentle. If you are ready to work hard, if you're ready to deliver, if you're ready to perform as per your expectations, the sky is the limit. Country like UK, country like USA, and there are many more countries. If you are the right candidate, if you have the right caliber, if you have the right skills, no one can stop you from reaching the very top. Now, this is one part of the whole thing. Now, the finance minister of UK is somebody from India. The home minister of UK is someone from India. The industries minister of UK is someone from India. So the prime minister of Ireland, the ex-prime minister, he was from Bombay. The vice president of USA is from India. So they must have worked very, very hard to reach where they are. And same are the abilities which you guys have. If you are able to deliver and perform as per the expectations, no one can actually stop you. So now, why we wanted to connect with you all today, and there was a very, very vital reason. The reason being, we have loads of employers who are seeking hospitality professionals. A lot of chefs, managers, even supervisors to an extent. We have got contracts with some of the biggest employers in this country. And hence the reason we were doing the shortlisting of candidates for the last many, many months. This shortlisting been going on. We have been trying to teach you, train you, get you ready to face an interview panel. It's your first, it's a golden opportunity for you to establish yourself and come into this country. I know for sure the salary which is offered in the UK, I might be slightly off the mark. The salary in this UK is almost 10 times what you'll be getting for a similar position in India. So for a salary which has been paid 10 times for a job whereby you only asked to do X number of jobs, where the rules and regulations are exactly the same, where the standard of living is better, where you can have a comfortable life for you and your family, a life where you get free medical and free education for your children, a life where your kids can study for here in this country, your partners can come and work. I think we need to put a little bit more effort in making sure that we are meeting their requirements. And the requirements are very basics, very, very basic. And that stands in a couple of steps. Making sure you have the right CV, a CV which is made in a Europass format. Europass format, if people are aware of, if they do not know, you contact your local offices and they will let you know how to apply for Europass format. Second thing is to make sure that you are prepared for the CV. Your CV should be there, and you should be prepared for the interview and everything else. So we have quite a few things which we want to talk you through, and I would like you to take points. I would like you to write it down for yourself and see for yourself how it can be of any help, and are we really following those? So without further ado, let me share my screen, and I would like to show you a little bit about company, a little bit more about who we are, what we're trying to do, and everything else. So give me a second. I will appreciate Rahul, if you can mute your mic, please. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please, Mike.
Okay, I'm Rahul.
Rahul, can you mute your mic, please? Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
All right, thank you. So this is a company, RSR Global, if you must have seen it. This company started about a year ago. And we were three of us who got into this business about a year ago. We said, let's try and help candidates to come in down and work in the UK. One of the key areas we first started with was to help students to travel abroad to study in UK, USA, Ukraine, Australia, Singapore, and Poland. And second thing we got into was in healthcare to help with the recruitment of nurses. 1 year down the road, we are recruiting doctors, allied healthcare workers, dentals, and all the stuff. And something which we came out very recently was in hospitality. So hospitality is one thing which we have just come on board. As a part of the company, we have presence in 15 countries now. We have 37 offices across the world plus another 37 offices in Philippines. So 74 offices across the world we have. We have loads of consultants, people who are supporting us, and you have an office literally everywhere. So we have these units going across the world and all over the part of the world to support you. Not only that, we're going to help you, train you, teach you, and get you ready, but same time will help you if you need in terms of getting your bank loan for travel ticket and all that stuff. If you need help with IELTS, English proficiency, to get you an insurance, get you a visa, get your tickets. You know, we are there to support you in all aspects, making sure that you have all the support. And the company has its own legal team, has its own finance team, has its own marketing team to support you in all the journey. Idea behind is we don't just find your job, or we don't find an applicant or an employer, someone find an applicant sitting some part of the world. We make entire journey smooth for you. Entire journey smooth for you, right from finding you, training you, teaching you, getting you ready, preparing you, and putting you in front of an employer. And when the employer meets you, then help you with visa, with ticketing and everything else, fly you out to UK or whichever part of the world which we need to get you to, pick you up from the airport, take you to your employer. On the first day, probably even buy you a meal, get you telephone cards. So we provide you end-to-end service, and a service doesn't finish there. We provide you another 14 days of support. In case you are new to the country, you are lost, you don't know whom to talk to, you can always pick up a phone and call us. We will be there to help you. That's what we do. Furthermore, once we start progressing, we make sure that we support you further in terms of making sure that your career is progressing well, you're doing well and everything else. And that is what we do. Now, but for all of that, obviously we need to look into a couple of things which is very, very vital. One of them I would like to share to you is slightly different. It's basically meant for your healthcare, but the terms and conditions of engagement are still the same. And the fact is, when we are putting so much effort and energy in trying to help you, we need a little bit of effort from you as well. If we do not wish to put your effort, then the entire effort on our part or your part is absolutely goes down the drain. The opportunity knocks once, that's what they say. And some of the candidates are, you can say absolutely top notch, but then some of the candidates that take the job as if it's okay, fine, I'm getting a job, so what the hell? Sir, it's to get a job in the UK is not easy. I came to UK in 2001. My process started in 2000. It took me almost a year to get here. We are trying to fly you out in weeks, if not months. That's what we're trying to do it. And that's all for free. But I think in that case, you need to do a little bit of hard work to make sure that you are ready to be prepared. So we provide you one-to-one screening format every morning. We book meetings and all that stuff. And there's a format for a Zoom meeting, which we provide you. But there are a couple of things which we find that things are not adding up. Now that the interviews are starting, interviews have already started. A lot of people are already getting the jobs. Their papers have been put through home office. But the few things which we need to understand, and I can tell you here today, when you sit for an interview, the chances of getting a job is high if you go through a computer. Get a computer, get a laptop, sit down in front of it. If you connect through a phone, your chances of getting a job reduces by 50%, probably more. You lose your chance. People do not realize the fact, because when you're meeting, in the time when I was looking for a job, going back many years ago, I often talk to people. I worked in Goa many years ago, and I wanted to get a job. I went to a hotel called Faryaz Resort in Nolamna. I took a bus from Goa, went to Bombay. From Bombay, I took a bus to Lonavala, I don't know, or took a train, I don't know how I went. I appeared for the interview, came back to Bombay, came back to Goa. 3 days, 5,000 rupees I spent going back in 1995 or something like that. Long time ago. You're sitting for an interview from the confines of your home. You're sitting for an interview from a place 5,000 miles away. At least have the thing to use a computer. At least have things ready where your CVs are printed out, your presentation skills are sorted out, you things. If you're appearing for an interview on a phone, I can assure you, sir, madam, chances of getting job goes down by 90% if you sit on a phone, unless until you're exceptional candidate, which I'm sure you are. Second thing, test your technology. 5 out of 10 interviews which I get from certain part of the world, you're not able to connect because we can't see you. The employers can't see you. If they can't see you, they can't talk to you. How will you expect to get a job? We will put you, we'll find Mr. A, B, and C are very good. We'll put in front of 3 employers. The 3 employers will talk to them. And each time you are struggling with the internet connection or something, we will never take you forward. If you do not take the interest to get your internet speed sorted out, if you do not take an interest to put your computers in time, it's not going to work out. Third thing, dress for success. You are coming for a professional job where you're going to pay 10 times your salary. At least have the thing to put on a suit, put on a tie, at least nothing else. Today, okay, I'm not saying it's a casual meeting on a Saturday. I don't want to say that, but at least dress for success. 3 important things. Fourth, very important, set the stage for a distraction-free video interview. A distraction-free video interview, we provide you screens. We give you screens, something of the kind which you can ask your officers, or something of the kind, you can see the screen. We provide a screen not for the purpose of anything else. It's just that it takes away the screen, things like if I put my hand behind, you can't see my hand. So somebody walks past you, you don't want the interviewer to get distracted. This is just a screen, and blue screens are more favored than compared to any other screen. You know, so this is something which is very, very vital. So next thing is, be a well-prepared early bird. If your interview is at 9 o'clock, be there at 8:45, be there 8:30. You have to wait for half an hour, no problem. Test your microphone, test your internet speed, test your everything. Make sure you're right. Maintain a good eye contact and body language. Look into the screen. Don't roll your eyes. Don't look right. Don't look left. It doesn't work very well. If you can't see into the eye of an interviewer, look at your own screen. At least you can look at yourself. You look at yourself on a mirror every morning. So look at yourself, because in an interview panel, there are more than 2 or 3 people. Only one will question you. Only one will ask you a question. And especially if you're a chef, they will ask you a lot of technical questions on the food, on cost, on HACCP, on menu engineering, on food costs, everything. If you're a manager, they'll ask you on average per cover. They'll ask you on gross operating profit. They'll ask you on net operating profit, revenue, the team, all those things. So you have to be prepared for it. That is very important. Now, one thing going from here is project and pause. A question is put in front of you and say, Mr. ABC, tell me something about whatever. Listen to the question carefully. Listen to the question, give 1 or 2 second pause, and then answer. Never ever start an answer before the questions are raised. If an interviewer is talking to you, stop answering. Listen to them. Let them wait for them to finish and then answer, and which is very, very vital. It's an interview is something where the first 2 minutes of the interview decides whether you're getting a job or not. The first 2 minutes of your interview decides whether you will get a job or not. And that's something which I will come to you, where they will ask this question, tell me something about yourself. When they're saying, tell me something about yourself, is about my name is so-and-so. I have done my hotel management. I'm a chef by profession. I'm working currently at so-and-so hotel or restaurant or whatever. Or I last worked at this place where I, because I had to leave the job because of coronavirus or whatever, those things. And my skills are A, B, and C. I want to come to UK to enhance my skills, learn more. Never talk about money. Don't talk about your cats. Don't talk about your how many brothers or sisters you have. Don't say that I live in so and so place. Makes no difference. 2 minutes where you give a brief introduction about yourself and why you want to come to the UK and how will you benefit an employer. An employer is paying 10 lakh rupees to 15 lakh rupees to fly you from wherever you are to come to the UK. And if the employer doesn't hear in the first 2 minutes of the conversation how Mr. XYZ is a beneficial to him, he will lose the interest, and that's the end of story. If the interview is set for 30 minutes, he will do 30 minutes interview. There's no denial to the fact, but his intention is already gone. Second thing, looking into the screen, talking to them is very, very vital. Now, our officers across the world, they've been telling people to be ready for something like that. But how many of them are actually following is a matter of concern. Couple of things which you all need to know. Prepare yourself ahead of time. Check the technical equipment, test the sound, declutter your space and minimize distraction. We don't want to see the roof behind Mr. Rahul. We don't want to see the roof. We would like to see, I'm not saying don't take me long at this moment, but on the day of interview, use a screen. These are freely available. Please use a screen. Don't let them see, because people will get distracted. They will not look at you. They'll look behind you. That's where it's called decluttering the space and minimize distraction. Dress appropriately. Whether you are coming in the UK or America or Canada or wherever, you are coming to apply as a vice president of the company, or you're coming to apply as a job as a road sweeper, you need to be dressed in a suit. You need to be dressed with a tie. You cannot wear dark colors, wear a white shirt, light blue shirt, red tie, black suit or whatever. That's what is important. Look directly in the camera, body language and appearance, and write down a list of questions for the interview, because 2 questions are mandatory in each interview. First question is, tell me something about yourself, which will start at the beginning. A lot of interviews you'll find that they will start with a joke or a fun or something. It's a different country, different culture. They will always try to calm you down. They know you're worried. They know you are nervous. So they will always ask you, tell me something about yourself. Oh, I'm from so-and-so place. They might have done a bit of study on you. Oh, are you from Madurai? Okay, we like the temples. Or are you from Philippines? We know who you are and everything else. They will do talk about it. And then they'll get into serious talk. The first, if you're 30 minutes of interview, the 10 minutes are only talking about general, the next 20 minutes on technical spills. So please brush up your knowledge. If you don't know an answer, just say, sorry, I don't know an answer. I'll find out and come back to you. But do not give an answer which is not right. Do not lie. Do not say anything more than that. That is very, very vital. Second thing, at the end of the interview, always have a list of questions for interview. Always have a question. They will ask you, do you have a question for us? Always have a question, but that question should not be to anything to do with money. Money, they will tell you at the very onset how much they're offering. Don't ask about money. The money only is asked in the second round of interview. That's the British way of looking at it. If you have to refer to a page or a document or something like that, keep it in front of you, refer to that. That's absolutely fine. Nobody will say that you can't do it. You can do that. Second thing, going to dress code. For an interview, for the men, they used to be gray, navy blue, or a black. That's how they should be dressed. Not black shirt, black suit or something, white shirt or whatever. If you're a chef, it's better to appear for an interview when you're not working. Working with a chef jacket and in the kitchen, strict no. Never, ever, ever do that. You do not, they will always ask you, tell me which day you are available for interview, Monday, Friday, whatever. Do not appear for an interview on the day of your work in your workplace. Never do that. Never sit on a bed and do the interview. Sit on a chair, sit with a computer, with the screen at the same level. Never use a phone. So phone looks up. You know, your chin, double chins are showing up. Do not show that. It's important. If you're a girl, a burgundy, hunter green, or something bright color is good. But again, it should be professional. You're coming to a country, they say, while in Rome, behave like a Roman. So how do you expect someone to wear a salwar kurta and appearing for an interview for a job in the UK? It's not on. There's a few points for how to style your hair, how to get it ready, what needs to be done. It's more applicable for girls, and it's important. Now, these are few things which we talk about, and we happily like to share this information. In your interview, it's all about positivity. Use adjectives. I'm able to do so. I'm creative. I'm dependable. I'm energetic. I'm experienced. I'm flexible, hardworking, honest. These are positive words which you should be using for an interview. Now, these are certain questions which we're doing for a thing. Now, I have another sort of question. We have prepared some standard question and answers for you. And you'll find that we will happily share this. If you haven't got it, please contact your local office through which you have come through to demand them this thing to be given to you. And one of the thing which is important at the very first question, and this is the first question they'll ask you, tell me something about yourself. This is always, always, always first question they will ask you. When you say, tell me something about yourself, my name is Rajesh Srivastav. I have done my hotel management in the year 2010. I'm currently working as a head chef with X, Y, and Z Hotel Limited. I have got 10 years of experience. I specialize in continental or Indian cuisine. And I would like to come to the UK to learn more, gain more experience. And with my expertise with HACCP, with Quash, menu engineering, I think I could be a very good asset to a company like yours, which I think is doing very well and needs extra help in terms of manpower and all. I'm very energetic and so and so and so forth. Only 2 minutes of introduction. Everybody should write down, practice 50 times, record on a phone, and speak calmly and slowly. And then people will know what it is. So there are questions about like for example, there's a question here. Tell me something about yourself. There is a 2 answers, how to answer it and how not to answer it. So if it says, tell me something about yourself, it says how to answer is tailor your answer to the role and company. Maximum duration 2 minutes. Tell about present. Talk a little bit about your current role, the scope of it, and perhaps a big recent accomplishment. Talk about past, tell the employer how you got here, and to mention previous experience that's relevant to the job and company you're applying for. Talk about future, seeing into what you're looking into next and why you're interested in this big job or big great job or what are we looking for. But do not answer the question as job applicants make the mistake of answering the question with talk of something personal. Some even talk about a life story. Do not talk about your CV. People, we talk to them, they say, I worked in 2010 here, 11 I worked here, 2012 I worked here, 2000 I worked here. They can see all of that on a CV. Why are you reading the CV for them? This is not really appreciated. You know, they can see the same CV, they've seen the CV, they think you're right candidate, and that's when they call you. And some 9 out of 10 candidates start talking. I worked in XYZ hotel in 2005. I worked in 2007 here. I worked in 2012 here. I worked in 2000. They have seen all of that. They know all of that. You are losing your precious 2 minutes golden time by talking about your CV. Do not talk about your CV. Only the employer is more interested into your present job or the last 2 jobs. That's all they're interested in. And that is where it comes to a second big question about your CV. 99% people from certain part of India, they write the CV upside down. They write in 2005, they did hotel management, 2006, they did, 2007, they did. It should be other way around. The last job is important. The last job that where they're working 2021 or 2020 is important, and then 15, and then 10, and this, it should be other way around. Second thing, which is important, is education. If you've done your hotel management, if you've done your thing, you would have done your diploma course, you would have done your class 10, you would have done your 12th, class 12th. Why to waste time on space on a CV? Write something more about your skills, which is important. So this is where it is. Now it says here, job applicants make the mistake of answering this question with talk of something personal. Some even talk into life story, starting with the hometown and continuing on through their college graduation. Somebody will talk about, I have 4 sisters, 5 brothers, my father is doing this, mother is doing that. They're not employing your father, brother, or sister, or whatever. They're employing you. So they need to know about you. And the first 2 minutes makes all the difference. Others share about problems in the current jobs. They're applying for the job because the boss is a micromanager or the employers won't allow them to work a flexible schedule. Do not blame your interviewer. Do not blame your employer, the present job. Why you left a job previously, you just simply say for your career progression, you moved on or something of the kind. Do not say anything of the sort that your employer was bad or something. You didn't enjoy working with them, or he kept on pushing me and asking me to double shift and all. Do not blame them. However bad experience you have or good experience you have, you always have to be very, very, very positive. Some job seekers simply summarize their resume, exactly what I mentioned, going point by point through their work experience and education history. That in 1995, I did class 10th, in 1997, I did class 12th, I did my hotel management. They can see all of that on a CV. They've seen that, and that's why they've called you for an interview. So do not talk about your CV. Only thing you talk about your name is, and do not say, as you know, my name is Rajesh Srivastava. We do not say that either. You just say, my name is Rajesh Srivastava, or whatever your name is. I have done my hotel management in the year 2005, 10, 16, whenever, from India. Do not say the name of the college. I have done from Guruvayur College in Kerala, Chennai, Patnam, and this and that. That's not important. They will never know. I've done my hotel management 2005 from India. I'm working currently with this hotel. I have experience working in Middle East or on cruise liners or wherever. I'm working in the kitchen as a continental chef, Indian chef, or a manager, restaurant manager, what we are, a general manager. I have expertise in this areas, and I want to come to the UK to enhance my skills and all. And I have done a bit of study on your company. I know who you are to an extent, and I think I can add value to the overall company profile. I can bring this, and I'm very energetic and this and that little bit. It should not last more than 2 minutes. Do not talk about your CV. Every one of them are doing this, which is not really helpful. All 3 of the responses can be quick. As we said, all the 3 responses can be quickly send your new job dreams coming down at you. Because if you talk about, as they say, people talk about personal, they talk about the problems in the previous job, and they talk about CV, and they say all 3 of these responses can quickly send your new job dream down the tubes. Means your job application has gone. You know, your hard work for coming all the way up till here to meet a candidate, your jobs are gone. You know, they will still comply. They'll still sit with you for 30 minutes. They will laugh with you, they'll joke with you, but you have lost the job already. Then you wonder, you'll talk to local office, why I'm not getting a job? Because we messed up the interview. Simple as that. And that is very, very important. So if you answer with either of the first 2, hiring managers see a red flag, indication that you're not serious about your position or simply trying to escape a bad situation at a current job. And if you go with a third approach, you're throwing away an opportunity. You can assume the interviewers read your resume before inviting you to interview. Don't need you to walk you through it. Exactly, it says the interviewers have read your CV. They have read your CV, and you talk about I have worked in this hotel, this hotel, this hotel. No, don't need to talk about all that. And which is, I'm very, very worried, because we are recruiting with some of the biggest employers, and half the people have not read this thing. Second questions on why you're looking into leaving your current role. So there's a how to answer it and how not to answer it is mentioned here. So there are lots and lots of questions, how to prepare for it and how to come for an interview. Moving on from here, the third thing is on which we call hospitality jargons. These are the words which you all are aware of, which you work in your country, and you have to learn it. Because in a hospitality, someone works their ADR, or average room revenue, or alternative distribution system, advance rate for people in front office, allocation, what sort of allocation you have. If your hotel is providing you if your hotel you're working in and it says it's American plan where you breakfast, lunch, and dinner is included, or modified American plan where you says breakfast or lunch or breakfast or dinner is included, or is a bed and breakfast plan for people in F&B, they are expected to know what are the allocations or how much is there, what sort of food beverage allocation is there. They need to know. A lot of people in the UK will only talk about in these jargons. They're not different to what you use in other part of the world, but you need to refresh it. You need to refresh it. Second thing, if you're working in a restaurant or something, they will always ask you what is average per cover. We met somebody yesterday who said his average per cover in USA was $4,450 or $4,500. $4,500. Nobody spent that kind of money to eat in a hotel. Probably the King of Brunei will do that, but not a normal person would do so. So you need to understand what is BNB, what is back of the office. There's a whole lot of hospitality terms. These are already been given to your offices. Now, if you do not have these things, please contact your regional office. Three things. One is your jargon. Second thing is on sample answers and questions. And third thing is on one-to-one screening. So these are very, very vital for all of us to understand. And only when we have these things in place, then you're able to answer. That is how you should be. Now we are looking for example, we're looking for some of the major groups. 120 chefs have been employed for a major employer in the UK. The salaries are top notch. They're paying you for flight tickets. They're giving you, they're paying for your visa and all this stuff. They will have you for 3 years contract. You come to the UK, you extend after 3 years, you want to work with the same employer, you can work with them. You want to find another employer, you can, no problem. 5 years down the road, you can apply for permanent residence in the UK. 6 years down the road, 1 year later, you can apply for a British passport and you can apply for overseas citizen of India card. That, or if you're other part of the world, you can have something else. So you can travel to wherever part of the world anytime you want. Education is free, medical is free. Your partners can work here on a dependent visa. They can do wherever they want to work. It doesn't happen in America. It happens in UK. In America, a partner will have to have their own visa to able to work. They can go with them, but they can't work. And this country is looking for lots and lots of people. So the reason why I had to call this meeting today, we are doing interviews and we have been teaching everyone. We try to help you out, but a lot of effort has to come from you. Missing an opportunity doesn't take more than a second. You can miss an opportunity by a flick of a button and gone. But only thing which will make you successful is this. Now, UK has come out of the lockdown. I was told earlier today the flights from India to UK, regular flights are starting from the 18th, and other part of the world will start as well. USA is coming out of the lockdown. Canada will come out of it, Australia, New Zealand, and we are there to help you out. But then we need to see a little bit more dedication from all of you to be able to make it. I'm not saying that people are not putting effort. Some of them are top-notch people. They are so good, you can't believe them. And the reason why we are trying to help, the people who are interviewing you in India or other part of the world, they are professionals. They know who you are. They, out of 100 candidates, they come to them, they give it to us only 50. When we go through one-to-one screening, we reduce it down to 25. From here, we give it to an employer. Employer reduces down to 12 and a half or 12. And out of 12, they offer a job to, for example, 5 people, only 3 will join. So success rate 3 to 4% is that's what's happening. And the visas have been issued quickly. If you're all good, which I think, and we all think you all are absolutely brilliant, but not showing the interest, not being prepared for an interview is not helping you or helping us or anybody for that matter. And that is where we are at the moment. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to put it down on chat line. I will try to answer to the best of my ability, but it's a golden opportunity for a lot of people who are here, all 50, 60 people who are here, and there are hundreds of people watching on Facebook and other things at the moment. So please put down your questions and we'll try to the best of our skills. There we go. Thank you.
Hi, Raj. I'm Prabhu from Madurai.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Raj, I have my own concern called Food Chrome, and I've been worked with hotels. I've been worked with catering in Compass Group. Then I worked with Air France. A lot of sectors I've been performed myself. I'm taking my own spot now. I'm also trying to get some efficient candidates. So I'm like the way the RS Global is dealing is I really like it. So I like to bring some part of my side. What is an employer or employee? I really now is 43 years old now. Do I have any openings or any opportunities on my side? I have different sectors. Restaurants. I worked in restaurants. I worked with hotels. I worked with catering companies like Compass. I've been in Compass in industrial catering. I've worked with the hotels. I worked with hospitals. I with the industrial sectors and retails as well. So how best on my part of skills and things all I have in these sectors. So
I
how
would
best
say,
I could.
okay, sorry, Mr. Prabhu, the best thing is we are working with Compass worldwide. We are RSR Global is forming an agreement with them, and we are becoming a partners with Compass Worldwide Recruitment. Very soon we should be on board. They have asked us for a lot of chefs to start with. Age, as far as concerned, you cannot be what do you call it, the word for that, you cannot be discriminated on the age, or which part of the world you're from, or whether you're male or female or whatever. That's a good thing about this country. Anybody get discriminated can take them to the court. The labor laws are very, very stringent here, and it's important for the employers to follow. So what I suggest is we have loads of offices in whichever part of the world you're living in. You can contact the local office and they will take you through the process, get you certifications, get you things and everything else, making sure that you're the right candidate, and we'll put you in front of an employer. And yes, if you have the right temperament, you have the right attitude, you have the right education, qualification, no one can stop you from being in the UK or whichever part of the world we are employing at the moment, sir.
Mr. Rajesh, it's been it's very encouraging. I'll be in touch with you on a later time also. And
That's
moreover,
very
then in my employment.
sorry.
Sit down. It is very encouraging. Your words are a bit encouraging always. Thank you so much on this thing. And I look support from RS Global.
That's very kind of you, sir. I've put on the chat line the website address and the general email address. The general email address for RSR Global is contact@rsrglobal.co. But there are different offices across the world, and we are you can contact them directly also. That's not a problem at all. The reason why we always encourage them to contact the regional offices, because they can give more time to and support to you than the head office can provide. But then we have access all over the thing, and in the coming 12 months we are hoping to have 300 offices across the world, making sure that we are available around the place, across wherever we need to be. For with people who are working with RSR Global, we are not there to only support you now. We are there to support you for a very, very long time to come. Not only this job, but future jobs. And as a part of the journey, we are launching a system called an ATS system, an application tracking system, coming up soon, where you can upload your CV, your certificates, your flight tickets, your visas. When you're flying in which part of the world, we'll know exactly. When you're meeting a employer, we'll know that, and everybody will understand when you're coming. So when you fly in, for example, to Heathrow Airport, there'll be a taxi to pick you up and take you to wherever. So we are providing you complete service. Obviously, there's a part of it, and we recover a part of the cost from the employers. But some things we do charge you, but not a massive lot. We are not one of those companies will charge you 5 lakh rupees to send you to Dubai. We're not one of them. We don't do that. We have been down the same journey many, many years ago. I came to UK in 2001, and my flight got delayed. I came through Paris, and my luggage was left behind in France. And I thought, okay, let me pick up my luggage, then only I'll go. And the flights came in down in the evening. So the last bus to wherever I had to go to Bridgend in Wales was not at about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Cold winter night. It was snowing in London. And though I have traveled across the world, it was a bit perturbed. As hang on, I'm standing outside the airport at 10 o'clock at night, snowing, and it was freezing. How was my feeling? I don't want anyone else to have the same feeling. Though I traveled to Bridgend by bus, it was safe and nice. And when I reached Bridgend in Wales, the owner of the business came to pick me up, and I went and had my dinner and went to sleep. But we would not like any one of you to face the same thing. When you're flying into here, or whether you're going to Singapore or you're going to USA or Australia, there is someone to pick you up to take you to wherever they need to be. And one thing we do, which is very, very different, RSR looks for good candidates. RSR looks for good employers also. We do not put you with dodgy employers. We'll never do that. How would I feel if I'm put with a dodgy employer? I'll feel very, very bad. I will always find a safe place for you guys to get a job into where you feel happy about it. We will never have an employer who says you work for 40 hours a week and makes you do 80 hours. We'll never let you do that. Why would the employer take advantage of the situation? No. But same time, if we promise that you are a good candidate, then you as well perform and deliver. That's how it should be. We should not have excuses that you had a very glorified CV with tons and tons of experience, and the employer is picking up the phone and saying, listen, this guy is not a good guy to come along. We don't want to do that. Hence the reason we put so much effort to put two and two together, making sure the employers as well as employees are absolutely wonderful. I have a question here. Okay, so there's a question here which says, you can take that you can bring your dependents able to apply visa with us. They can say, okay, now there's someone who says, can they bring a dependent? Now, dependent in this country means your wife or your husband or your children under the age of 16. Your wife or husband under the age of 16. After the age of 16, your kids have to apply a visa under their own right for education. You can also bring your father or a mother. You can also bring your father or mother if they are dependent on you. But we always tell you, come here first, find out the place, settle down for a couple of months, and then you bring your family. Don't do that straight away. It'll be very difficult. I came in 2001 December. My family came November 2002, almost a year later. When I had saved a bit of money, I had something in my pocket, and then I could fly and bring them down. Also, the school starts in September. So when you settle into a certain area, it's by law, the local council responsibility that your children has to go to a school. So when you come here, you apply to local council and say, I'm applying to bring my family, my kids here and stuff like that. Can you book a place for them? In a school, in a class, they can only have 30 students. So class 5, for example, and class 5, example, and they have 30 students. So then they will have to find a school where they can put your children. Now, it's a government responsibility. If they cannot find a local school for your children, then they will have to find a school which is far away. Then it's government responsibility to send a taxi every day in the morning to pick your child, to take to the school and bring you back in the evening, safe. Because that's their responsibility to make sure that their children are educated. So in a local school, there are 90 students in one section of 3 sections of a class. They can't take the another one extra. They find a school which is 20 miles away, and they have to bring your children to take them and bring them back. It's their responsibility. If something goes wrong, you have a cold or flu or fever, or you want to get an open heart surgery, it is covered by you, by the government. The government spends 130 billion pounds on healthcare in this country. So it's a very different culture. The laws are same for me, for you, for everybody. Whether I do a mistake, I get the same punishment as the prime minister of the country. So there's no one who's big or small. Everybody's equal. When you come for an interview, you might say, good morning, sir, good morning, or madam, or whatever. But after that, they will always say, please call me Raj or call me whatever. Go to down that route. Yes, Raj. The first name is important. You can call the Prime Minister Boris. You don't have to say Mr. Prime Minister or sir. You can just say Mr. Boris and he'll respond to you. The previous Prime Minister, David Cameron, used to go by taxi or by car or by cycle to the office. And people used to go by tube and he's standing up and people are sitting down because the laws are same. Nobody's bigger or smaller. And that's something which we have to get off of mind. Because a lot of time when we work in India, we have loads of people. A head chef will have 20 people work in the kitchen. They're treated like, big. It doesn't work like that. You have to be conversant. You know exactly what you're doing, how you're working and all that stuff. Yes, you can bring your wife and kids as a dependent. That's no problem at all. And that's not an issue at all. If you, Pankaj, if you're working in Dubai, you can definitely apply for a job from Dubai. We have an office in Dubai as well. We can connect you there. His name is Dr. Tijore. He is based in Dubai. You can contact him and he can help you with those things. Okay, question from Vipin. Diploma, hotel management, 1 year craft course, diploma or degree, it's okay. A couple of things which are required for hotel management jobs, minimum of, they say 3 to 8 years minimum experience, but no one is going to say that you have 1 year experience, you can't get it. It's down. There are two things which you have to understand. One thing is the employer, and one thing is to do with visa. The employers will say, okay, you have done your hotel management. That's very nice. You have experience of 3 to 8 years. Brilliant. No problem. You are young, you're energetic. You can come here. The home office, the embassy will say, no, you need to have a degree or whatever, or you need to have English proficiency, whether through IELTS or through ACTRIS or Pearson's or Trinity or wherever you need to get it from, and 1 year of experience, and you can fly to the UK. That's no problem at all.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Now, one thing, Google, most jobs, 65% of the jobs in the kitchen is in the mid-level situation. As a chef de partie, a sous chef, there's only 10 to 12% in upper category as head chef. If you're a head chef, you expect to come one level low, because though you might be expert and the best chef in the history of mankind, but you need to learn the local laws and rules and regulations and HACCP, COSH, food engineering and everything else. The local health officer, environmental health officers are very stringent. They can close down a hotel in 5 minutes. They can close a kitchen or a hotel in 5 minutes if you're not complying with the rules and regulations. So cleaning of the place, food hygiene, HACCP, they are very, very vital. And that's why employer says, come and down, work for a little while, and show them that you understand all of that. And I can tell you, sir, 9 out of 10 5-star hotels in London, the head chefs are Indian. 9 out of 10 hotels in London and UK, the general managers are Indian. So they are because of education. For in the UK, a lot of hospitality people were from Europe, but they have all gone because of Brexit and everything else. So you have an absolute wonderful opportunity. But for that, they will not bulge down and take a people if you're not ready for an interview, something like that. The brand names, Midhun, we have loads of employers we're working with at the moment. We find you the right candidate. We make sure we connect with you with the right employer. Giving you names of 50 companies makes no difference, whether IHG or Marriott or Hilton or whatever. Each candidate is attached to a particular employers, and they will send you a link. Now, one thing which is very, very vital, I keep on forgetting that, and it's important. We are meeting today on Zoom network, but the 90% interviews will happen over Microsoft Teams. 90% interviews will happen over Microsoft Teams, Google Meet or WebEx. It will not happen over Zoom. So you need to download that software on your computer. You need to download your thing on your computer and keep it ready. When you're coming for an interview, have a screen ready, uploaded, put your name and all that stuff. Very vital. Another thing, and your proficiency are checked. Like when they're doing an interview, they're doing simultaneously 50 interviews. And if they're doing a Zoom call or something and they see interview and they're waiting, Mr. Someone is there and they haven't put the name as the simplest thing. For example, my name is showing RSR Global London. That's not my name, it's the name of the company. But you should use, there are people here in the session today who are using like Oppo's A7 or iPhone. These are not the right way. You should write your full name and starting with simple thing like if it's your first name, sorry to bring it out, if it's Santosh, it's a noun. The first letter should be a capital S. And this is very, very vital. So how you write your name, this is the first point of contact. If on the waiting list on the screen, I can't show you here. On the waiting list, I can see 50 names. And I need to speak to Mr. A, B, or C. If I don't see the name there, I cannot invite them for an interview. I can't let them come on the session. So it's important to have the right name on your screen name, your CV ready, and have a presentation ready of your skills, what food you have made and all that stuff. And they would like to see a presentation. And the most important thing, just as I was doing, when I was screening the share, you can see I have these things ready. I know what session to pick up, what platform to go to, what screen to go to. I can go. Just like that, you should have these screens ready with a presentation. It's very, very vital. We had an interview 2 weeks ago. That guy could not open the presentation in time. She waited 15 minutes and said, thank you very much. And you wouldn't believe that guy is a best candidate ever I've seen in a very long time. He could not open the presentation. So do not do it on a phone. Phone has got own limitations. You're talking for an interview, phone call comes, your video conference will lose out. So if you are willing to risk a job which is paying you 25 to 30 lakhs to 60 lakhs to a crore, you have to take the thing of taking a little bit of effort. We provide you screen, we provide you interview skills, we provide you all of that. But on the day of the interview, you are there on your own. We are not there to support you. If you're trying to do multiple tasks, trying to work in the kitchen and appearing for an interview, I can assure you will not get a job. Not only you don't get a job, we also lose a contract to what kind of candidates we bring in front of them. Isn't it? So this is where the whole thing is. Okay, question. We got a lot of other questions are coming through. Sorry, I missed out. A lot of questions were coming in and I can try as best as we can. Now the time for process for application, if your CVs are ready, your interview skills are ready, your English proficiency you have done through ACTRIS or NARIC or from IELTS and all you have done. If you have got 2 injections of this COVID vaccination done, then that's it. Basically, we will put you in front of an employer. It takes about 2 weeks for a visa for a hospitality people to come through. Once the 2 weeks is done, then it goes for documentation, and you can be here as less as 1 month to a maximum of 3 to 6 months, depend upon how interested you are. You know, I can't help you there. If you interviewer will like to meet you and you say, okay, I'm going to apply for English proficiency in 6 weeks, then the employer will not wait for 6 weeks. They will not wait for 6 weeks. So if I really want to come to UK, I need to have English proficiency done. If I need to come to the UK, I need to get my COVID vaccination done. How I do it, I don't know. We need to do it. Get your CVs in place, get your certification in place, get your contact your local office. They'll get your police clearance and references in place. If everything is ready, they will issue you a letter within 24 hours. You can get a letter from Home Office in a couple of weeks, and you can be here in a month. But it's all down to how you do it, you know, and that's where it is. Dependents can travel, but always better to first settle down here for 3 to 6 months before you bring your dependents. Don't bring your dependents same time. It's not a good advice. You can apply for indefinite leave to remain after living in this country for 5 years. You can apply for ILR, and in 6 years you can apply for permanent residence in this country. And if you have got UK NARIC and all, that's absolutely fine. Well done. Who's that? Pinky Samant. Excellent. Okay, question from Karan. You got 10 years of experience, multiple domain ops, marketing, revenue, development. What are the opportunities? Plenty of opportunities. You can be a revenue manager, you can be a hotel manager, you can be a restaurant manager, you can work. There's a load of things. At the moment, we're working with healthcare, we're working with hospitality, we're working with education. We're also starting with banking and IT and finance, but obviously it's not relevant for you guys at the moment. Commie chefs, but you know, they don't mind bringing you here. But if you have got 2-3 years experience, apply for one post. And please, one thing, everyone, humble request, sort out your CVs. Your last job should be on the top, and the next, and the next, and the next. Do not write that I did my commie one in 2001, and then you start going down. Don't do that. And also write down a little bit on a CV that my present job, these are my responsibilities, and the next job, these are my responsibilities. You want to remove some of your old job profile, is absolutely fine. You know, you don't have, and do not change jobs constantly every year. Somebody we talked the other day, and he said, I got, he's changed 6 jobs in 6 years. I said, why you change jobs? Oh, well, after end of 1 year, I apply for a promotion. If I don't get a promotion, I leave the job. That's the silliest answer someone can ever give. An employer will spend about 15 lakh rupees to even fly you here. And if they're paying 15 lakh rupees to fly you, it takes them 2 or 3 years to recover that money. And then 1 year later, you say, I want to leave the job. Then they say, as well, you stay where you are. Visa cost is £610 to fly from India to here, but they will refund you that. The ticket flight, they will refund you that. Economy class, don't try to book a first class ticket to come from there. We also working in flight kitchens. We're working with a lot of things. Vaccination is one part, and for anybody coming from India to UK, you need to get TB tests done. So the TB tests are done by the centers which are authorized by the British High Commission or whichever local thing is. Your CV gets shortlisted. Your local offices are informed, and they take it from there. They keep you aware whether you have done or not. IELTS is IELTS is done. It was done by British Council in India. In India, it's been bought by IDB. So there are other options like Actis, or you can go through Trinity or Pearson's. That's no problem at all. You can also do IELTS 4.5, 5.5 is good enough for you in a hospitality. It costs 14,000 rupees. You can apply for it. There are loads of people doing it. If you have been done your studies properly, it should not be a problem, but you need to practice for it. We have agreement with British Council. We also have IELTS training centers within RSR Global as well. So if you need help, we can connect you with them.
Mr. Raj.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I have a question. Hello.
Yes.
See, in this for CP, for CDP and sous chef, IELTS is very must, right?
No. Even if you come as any position, you need to have English proficiency. Whether as CDP or chef de party makes no difference. It's important. What used to happen, a lot of people were coming from different parts of the world to come to the UK, and they did not have English. And it became a problem because if they don't know English, their family will come and they don't have English. Especially from people, I don't want to name them. The people came from certain part of the world, very close to India, and they came here and they said, well, I came here, I don't want to learn English. My wife and kids don't want to learn English. Please allow us Shariat law, something like that. They were talking about. They said, well, this is not where you've come from. We cannot have your law been put in here, so you can go back. Okay, there's a question from Midun. We don't charge money. We don't do that, sir. We charge a small processing fee sometimes, but not a lot. We don't charge 6 lakh rupees like other people are doing. You don't have to pay us a single penny. We don't want anything like that. Police clearance is needed at the time of visa. You will definitely need a police clearance to be needed in that. They might ask for it, they might not ask, but it's best to have one ready. No? So if your police clearance is ready, you have 2 references ready. You have your vaccination done, you have done your TB test. TB test not necessary now, little later. You have CVs ready, you have qualification ready, you are prepared with interview, no one can stop you from coming to UK or USA or whatever. I can guarantee you that no one can stop you. Not me, not you, not anyone. It's your abilities will take you far. Your interest will take you far. That is how it is. That's as far as goes. If you're good, you are good. They say the next prime minister is Indian in UK. He's not going to become a prime minister for the sake of it. He must have put a lot of effort. Rishi Sunak is the Chancellor of Exchequer, Finance Minister of UK, the best finance minister ever came along. He's only 40 years old. He is the one who took the country out of this mess caused by coronavirus. He is the one who authorized payment of 80% of wages to everyone in this country for last year and a half, so that nobody runs out of money for the last 1 year. The government gave salary to everyone in this country so that the employers don't throw people out, and they paid money to the business so that they don't go down. So they save the money over I don't know how long, and this is when the money is used for paying the wages of everyone in this country for last 1 year, paying the rent, rate, power, grant, loan, everything to business so they don't close down. Why people are still laughing and smiling in UK or Canada, Australia or USA? Because the government came to support them. A lot of governments cannot do that because they don't have the monetary things, but this is where they came handy. Taxations are high, trust you me, but that's where the benefits comes in. The first £12,500 is tax-free in this country. So if you get a salary of 25,000, 12,500 is tax-free. The taxation starts after that. But I'm not the best person to talk you on taxation and all this stuff. So there we are. When it comes to one-to-one session, Mr. Berman, is very important. Once we have done it, one of the reasons why the process has been slightly slow because India was under restriction. You could not fly from India to UK. If you fly from India to UK, you have to stay in a hotel, pay £1,700 to stay for 10 days. The employers were not happy to pay the £1,700. They said, let's wait, let this restriction go away. Tomorrow, Sunday, the 8th of August, India is out of red zone. The flights, regular flights starting from 18th of August. And now you should be ready. If I'm you, I'll get my screen ready. I'll go and talk to my local office to please provide them the screen, the interview screens and all the stuff. Be prepared 100%. And we'll see that you guys are here in a very near future. We are applying, we are also doing senior carers, but we will talk about healthcare tomorrow in detail. But thank you guys. Thank you all for taking the time to connect with us today. It's been an absolute pleasure to see you. Any questions, you can always write to me, or my name is Rajesh Srivastav. I'm a director for RSR Global in London. You can write to me on contact@rsrglobal.co. You can call me on 0800 056 2978. You can contact the local offices. If you do not get the support, feel free to contact me. We are all one team to help each other. Thank you all for taking the time, for all of you. And we look forward to meeting you all in the UK in the very near future. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your reply.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Can you repeat
Thank
your
you
number
so
one
much.
more time, sir?
Thanks a lot.
My number is 0800 056 2978. You can call me on mobile 079 49 649 748. But we will always recommend you to contact your local office first before you contact me here, because we get hundreds of calls and hundreds of emails every day. It's not possible for us to do it. We are going to give you an absolute stunner of a application tracking system coming up to you in a week's time, and which will help and make your journey very smooth. Watch the space. We'll be in touch with you very soon. Thank you.